Black pepper is a flowering vine in the family Piperaceae, cultivated for its fruit, which is usually dried and used as a spice and seasoning. When dried, the fruit is known as a peppercorn. When fresh and fully mature, it is approximately 5 mm in diameter, dark red, and, like all drupeae, contains a single seed. Peppercorns, and the ground pepper derived from them, may be described simply as pepper, or more precisely as black pepper, green pepper and white pepper. Black pepper is native to South India and is extensively cultivated there and elsewhere in tropical regions. Currently, Vietnam is the world's largest producer and exporter of pepper, producing 34% of the world's Piper nigrum crop as of 2013. Dried ground pepper has been used since antiquity for both its flavor and as a traditional medicine. Black pepper is the world's most traded spice. It is one of the most common spices added to cuisines around the world. The spiciness of black pepper is due to the chemical piperaceae, not to be confused with the capsaicin characteristic of chili peppers. Black pepper is ubiquitous in the modern world as a seasoning and is often paired with salt. Etymology. The word pepper has its roots in the Dravidian word for long pepper, pipperly. Ancient Greek and Latin turned pipperly into the Greek pi rho iota pepperi, and then into the Latin piper, which was used by the Romans to refer both to black pepper and long pepper, as the Romans erroneously believed that both of these spices were derived from the same plant. Today's pepper derives from the Old English pipor. The Latin word is also the source of Romanian piper, Italian pepe, Dutch pepper, German pfeffer, French poivre, and other similar forms. In the 16th century, pepper started referring to the unrelated New World chili pepper as well. Pepper was used in a figurative sense to mean spirit or energy, at least as far back as the 1840s. In the early 20th century, this was shortened to pep. Varieties. Black pepper is produced from the still green, unripe drupeae of the pepper plant. The drupeae are cooked briefly in hot water, both to clean them and to prepare them for drying. The heat ruptures cell walls in the pepper, speeding the work of browning enzymes during drying. The drupeae are dried in the sun or by machine for several days, during which the pepper around the seed shrinks and darkens into a thin, wrinkled black layer. Once dried, the spice is called black peppercorn. On some estates, the berries are separated from the stem by hand and then sun-dried without the boiling process. Once the peppercorns are dried, pepper spirit and oil can be extracted from the berries by crushing them. Pepper spirit is used in many medicinal and beauty products. Pepper oil is also used as an Ayurvedic massage oil and used in certain beauty and herbal treatments. Black pepper essential oil in a clear glass vial. Ground black pepper in a plastic pepper shaker. Roughly cracked black peppercorns, also known as mignonette or poivre mignonette. White pepper consists of the seed of the pepper plant alone, with the darker colored skin of the pepper fruit removed. This is usually accomplished by a process known as retting, where fully ripe, red pepper berries are soaked in water for about a week, during which the flesh of the pepper softens and decomposes. Rubbing then removes what remains of the fruit, and the naked seed is dried. Sometimes alternative processes are used for removing the outer pepper from the seed, including removing the outer layer through mechanical, chemical or biological methods. Ground white pepper is often used in cream sauces, Chinese and Thai cuisine, and dishes like salad, light-colored sauces and mashed potatoes, where black pepper would visibly stand out. White pepper has a slightly different flavor from black pepper, due to the lack of certain compounds present in the outer fruit layer of the drupe, but not found in the seed. Green pepper, like black, is made from the unripe drupeae. Dried green peppercorns are treated in a way that retains the green color, such as treatment with sulfur dioxide, canning or freeze-drying. Pickled peppercorns, also green, are unripe drupeae preserved in brine or vinegar. Fresh, unpreserved green pepper drupesh, largely unknown in the West, are used in some Asian cuisines, particularly Thai cuisine. Their flavor has been described as spicy and fresh, with a bright aroma. They decay quickly if not dried or preserved. Wild pepper grows in the western Ghats region of India. Into the 19th century, the forests contained expansive wild pepper vines, as recorded by the Scottish physician Francis Buchanan in his book A Journey from Madras through the countries of Mysore, Kanara and Malabar. However, deforestation resulted in wild pepper growing in more limited forest patches from Goa to Kerala, with the wild source gradually decreasing as the quality and yield of the cultivated variety improved. No successful grafting of commercial pepper on wild pepper has been achieved to date. Orange pepper and red pepper. Orange pepper or red pepper usually consists of ripe red pepper drupesh preserved in brine and vinegar. Ripe red peppercorns can also be dried using the same color-preserving techniques used to produce green pepper. Pink pepper and other plants used as pepper. Pink pepper from Piper nigrum is distinct from the more common dried, pink peppercorns, which are actually the fruits of a plant from a different family, the Peruvian pepper tree, Chinus malloy, or its relative the Brazilian pepper tree, Chinus terebinthifolius. A pink peppercorn is a dried berry of the shrub Chinus malloy, commonly known as the Peruvian pepper tree. As they are members of the cashew family, they may cause allergic reactions including anaphylaxis for persons with a tree nut allergy. The bark of Drimys winteri is used as a substitute for pepper in cold and temperate regions of Chile and Argentina where it is easily available. In New Zealand, the seeds of kawa, a relative of black pepper, are sometimes used as pepper, and the leaves of pseudo-winter colorata are another replacement for pepper. Several plants in the United States are used also as pepper substitutes, such as Lepidium campestre, Lepidium virginicum, shepherd's purse, horseradish, and field pennycress. Region of origin. Peppercorns are often categorized by their place of origin. Two types come from India's Malabar coast, Malabar and Tellicherry. Tellicherry comes from grafted Malabar plants grown on Mount Tellicherry. Sarawak pepper is native to the Malaysian portion of Borneo. White muntok pepper comes from Indonesia and Lampung hails its island of Sumatra. Vietnam produces both white and black pepper in the provinces of Bà Vũng Tàu, Chu Shay District, Binh Phuoc, and Phu Quoc Island in Kiên Giang Province. Kampot pepper is native to Kampot, Cambodia and received geographical indication status in 2008. This pepper is grown in a limited geographical region in 4 varieties: black, green, red, and white. Plant. The pepper plant is a perennial woody vine growing up to 4 meters in height on supporting trees, poles, or trellises. It is a spreading vine, rooting readily where trailing stems touch the ground. The leaves are alternate, entire, 5 to 10 centimeters long and 3 to 6 centimeters across. The flowers are small, produced on pendulous spikes 4 to 8 centimeters long at the leaf nodes, the spikes lengthening up to 7 to 15 centimeters as the fruit matures. The fruit of the black pepper is called a drupe, and when dried is known as a peppercorn. Pepper can be grown in soil that is neither too dry nor susceptible to flooding, moist, well-drained and rich in organic matter above sea level. The plants are propagated by cuttings about 40 to 50 centimeters long, tied up to neighboring trees or climbing frames at distances of about 2 meters apart. Trees with rough bark are favored over those with smooth bark, as the pepper plants climb rough bark more readily. Competing plants are cleared away, leaving only sufficient trees to provide shade and permit free ventilation. The roots are covered in leaf mulch and manure, and the shoots are trimmed twice a year. On dry soils, the young plants require watering every other day during the dry season for the first 3 years. The plants bear fruit from the 4th or 5th year, and typically continue to bear fruit for 7 years. The cuttings are usually cultivars, selected both for yield and quality of fruit. A single stem will bear 20 to 30 fruiting spikes. The harvest begins as soon as one or two fruits at the base of the spikes begin to turn red, and before the fruit is fully mature, and still hard. If allowed to ripen completely, the fruit lose pungency, and ultimately fall off and are lost. The spikes are collected and spread out to dry in the sun, then the peppercorns are stripped off the spikes. Black pepper is either native to Southeast Asia or South Asia. Within the genus Piper, it is most closely related to other Asian species such as Piper caninum, Piper nigrum on tree support in Goa, India. Pepper vine, Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu, India. Production and trade. As of 2013, Vietnam was the world's largest producer and exporter of black peppercorns, producing 163,000 tons or 34% of the world total of 473,000 tons. Other major producers include Indonesia, India and Brazil. Global pepper production may vary annually according to crop management, disease and weather. Vietnam dominates the export market, using almost none of its production domestically. Peppercorns are among the most widely traded spice in the world, accounting for 20% of all spice imports.